Hi everyone. If you're watching this, I've got it to work and I've posted it to Facebook. It may have been a few years in the making, but I'm here doing a new type of video. It's not a new type of video, I shouldn't say. It's a new video using a new platform. So hopefully it'll be a little bit more professional and a few less mistakes, technical hitches. Welcome everybody, I'm Beth and I'm from Winning Creations. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. I love what I do. I love creating wonderful products, wonderful creations from Stampin' Up! Using all their products and sharing what I love to do. So we've got a new catalogue coming out very soon, a new annual catalogue, and I've got to say Stampin' Up! Have excelled themselves. So this is the new catalogue. I can't show you what's inside, but this is just a hint of what's to come. But I am going to do a card today from the Pansy Patch or Pansy Patch stamp set, but I think it's called Pansy Petals is the suite or the bundle. How beautiful are these pansies? And guess what? They're just cut out of DSP, the designer series paper that coordinates with this set. So what I've actually done this morning, I've been having a fiddle, so you'll probably see my hands are very inky. So I've just been, these are just a few that I've created using the stamps and practicing, and a bit of colour coordination going on here. And I use my stamp apparatus so we could get a good image, and that's going to be for another class, but that's just a sneak peek of what's to come. So this is a corner fold card. I don't know whether you've ever seen this before, but how cool is that? Look at this. So it is a little bit tricky, but it's a fun fold card. And thank you to Rachel Tessman for showing me this on one of her demos and getting me onto Switcher Studios, which is the platform that I'm using at the moment. Hopefully it'll work out all right. So let's get started. So here's what we're going to need. We're going to need a block for our sentiment. I've got some of these beautiful bumblebee trinkets. These are in the new catalogue. These are absolutely divine. Look at these little beautiful gold bumblebees. How cool is that? Can you see them? Awesome. Some gold thread, which is in one of the suites, is Elegant Suite, which is another beautiful suite. I'm using one of the in colours, which is a soft succulent stamp pad. How beautiful is that colour? It's a lovely green colour. In fact, all the in colours. This would have to be, I think, 1 year that I have absolutely loved all of the in colours, and I'm going to use all of them. So I've pre-cut my pansies just to cut the video down a little bit so it didn't take up all your time, but I will show you how all that's done. So we're going to get started with our first bit of cardstock, which is our card base. We're going to fold that in half. Now all my measurements and everything will be on my blog site after the video's launched. Okay, so the card size is actually 14.9 by 21 centimeters, and then it's folded in half. You can score it at 10.5, but I've just folded it just because I'm lazy today. Okay, so this is the DSP I'm using from the Pansy Petal Suite, double-sided, as you can see, so it all coordinates just beautifully. What I would normally do when I'm making a card, I would decorate the front and then adhere it, but with this one we're going to have to adhere it first because we want to cut them together. So I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. Now remember, the new Stampin' Seals, they're great, but remember to tick it off so when you're ready to use again it has rolled back on. Okay, like we had to do with the other Stampin' Seals and that. So we're going to put this on the front. So this measures 10 by 14.3 centimeters, and as I said, all the measurements will be on my blog site, which is, just let me put this up to show you, Winning Creations. That's not the one I want, but I can do this. I feel so clever. I feel so clever. Okay, so that's my blog site. Pop on over there, have a look, and you will get all the measurements you need. So I'm just going to bring in my Stampin' Trimmer. Now I'll just get rid of that. How clever is that? This is so cool. Okay, so I've cut a piece of cardstock, a scrap piece. Now I've done this in inches because only the Stampin' Trimmer doesn't have centimetres down this side, so it makes it a little bit hard to measure. But having said that, I've done it in 3" by 3". Okay, so what we're going to do is, if you could imagine this card in full, we're going to cut a piece. We're going to cut 2 lines at a right angle down that way. Okay, just to make it easier, we're going to put this piece of 3 by 3 paper in our, we're just going to measure it first, just put a little bit of a line down this way, and I do one there, one there, one there. You won't see these because it'll go through. But what we want to do is we want to line that up on our I keep going to say printer, on our Stampin' Cut. And we might do this one. So this way we can do it at 3 inches. You can see that's 3 inches along there. I have to remember to make sure I'm in focus and everything. I hope you can see that. We don't want to cut at the edge. We want to actually come down. So I'm going to stand up to do this. So you might see my head in the camera. I do apologise. But I've gone down about ½ an inch. And I've started it at ½ an inch. So hopefully that's lined up there at ½ an inch. Okay. And then we're going to, I'll just double check that this is right. No, it wasn't. It was that way. So we go into 3 inches, come down about, as I said, about ½ an inch. And there's your ½ inch mark there. And then we're going to bring it down to the 3 inch mark here. And we're going to stop right on the 3 inches. Okay, leave it there, don't move it. We're going to come around and we're going to spin it round to here, to where my mark is, and that will be on 3 inches, and we're going up to ½ an inch up that way, and hopefully that has joined up. I will do a little bit harder that time just to make sure, and hopefully, oh look at that, it's worked. Love it when a plan comes together. Oh look, I've even got a new microphone. Look at this. Okay, so there's our cut. So you can see what's going to happen now. We're going to spin that around that way, and we're going to make sure that this is all lined up here and that these angles are there. Okay. So there's the front. And look, when we go inside, oh, ta-da! We've got the pansies there as well. How cool is that? Okay, so the flip side of this is actually a mauve check. I didn't show that to you, but it will blend in nicely, and we'll show you that as we go. This is the paper here. This is that side, and that's the mauve checker. Is just gorgeous, and it's not mauve. I should say the proper colour, shouldn't I? I haven't memorised the new colours. Anyway, I'm just going to cut. So we know that that square is 3 inches by 3 inches. If it was full, it would be 3 inches by 3 inches. We want a square that is not quite 3 inches. So we're going to do, and I did leave ½ an inch, so it will be 2½ inches by 2½ inches maybe. Haven't got my instructions here, so I'm not sure, but hey, yeah, we'll wing it. And we're going to do this. And we've just got a nice border around our front of the cardstock. We're going to stick that on with some Stampin' Seal. This is so pretty, and these have got all the in colours in them too by the looks of it. The in colours are just divine this year, and I know you're going to love them. Okay, so that's the start of the front. We're also going to take in I've got another strip here which is measured to 10.5 by 1 centimetre, I think it is, just to put across there because we're going to put a sentiment on it, and this will just tie it all in. And you know what I should be using is my silicone mat. Now, you guys, if you haven't got one of these silicone mats, do yourself a favour and go and get purchase online at my store a silicone mat. Only $10. They are awesome. So we're just going to put that across there, and I'll show you why in a moment. Okay, these are my pansies that I've cut out. I've got 2 of those ones, and I've got a pink one, and I've got a couple of little ones as well. Now, these all get cut out. Look, this was the piece of DSP, and the dies that come with the set all line up. You can cut these out. How cool is this? Look at this. Beautiful pansy. If you didn't want to stamp it, you just get the DSP and cut that out. So that's what I love, is the fact that these, you can cut these out out of your DSP. So what I'm doing is I'm just curling them just a little bit, just to give them a little bit of dimension, and we're going to put one there. Just move that out there, and I'm going to put a pink one on there as well. So I'm just curling the ends of the flowers up just slightly. Okay, and we're going to have a pink and a mauve one on there. We will glue this down, but I just want to get all this settled first, all this organised. Just make sure that those do line up, and you've got a nice border around there. We've got that. Okay, so out of a scrap piece of paper also then, we are going to do our sentiment. And the sentiment, I'm just going to do a happy birthday, which is also in this suite. Let me see. Happy birthday. I've got a thank you. Do I need a... I'm always thanking people. No, let's do a thank you. I think I've still got my happy birthday on another block from a class I did earlier in the week. So we'll make this a thank you card. I've got plenty of birthday cards anyway in my stash. So this is going to be a thank you, and we're just going to do it in the soft succulent. I have succulents growing. Does everyone have succulents growing? They are the easiest plants to grow. Just a little tip while I think of it too. New stamp pads are a little bit stiff, can be a little bit stiff. I've just got an old birthday candle here that I keep in my craft room, and I just run it along the inside there, and that loosens that up a bit. Okay, so we're just going to stamp thank you. We tap, tap, tap. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Now you know about your stamping. Sorry, I'm off camera here. Got to remember I'm on camera. Don't rock and, push it back. It's just a pressure and a wiggle, okay? Otherwise you're going to end up with marks all over your paper. Okay, so I'm just going to take it with this, I think this is the Everyday Punch, which is still available. And we're going to cut that out. And I always like to stamp and then cut no matter what I'm doing. We're going to take one of our beautiful new blending brushes. Another thing, if you haven't got, do yourself a favour and get yourself some blending brushes. These are awesome. So I'm just dipping it in my ink pad, just tapping it, and I'm starting off the page. And I'll get my silicone mat, and I just rubbing it gently around in circular motion, and it's just going to give that tinge of the green on the outside without too harsh a colour. So you can see, and you can slowly build that colour up to whatever depth you like. I just like to have it just a little bit of colour to stop that white starkness of the paper. And I didn't want the cardstock, the soft succulent cardstock for the sentiment, so just to lighten it. And it's just around the edge. I don't worry about doing the inside. Okay, and that's all the stamping we've got to do. So now we can put the card together. That's for the insert. We're going to, first of all, glue this down. Now, when you're gluing this down, be very careful, because you don't want glue on the inside. Okay, so we're just going to put a little bit of glue on the outside. So I would use my liquid glue, and that one's nearly empty. This one's a new one, I think. Okay, yeah. And just on that corner and down there. Okay. Fold that back. Ta-da! This is so cool. I love this fold. It's great. It's so easy. Okay, now with the pansies, oh, I love pansies. I love flowers. I love all flowers. Pansies, hydrangeas, you name it. I love them. I'm not a good gardener though. My husband's the gardener. Okay, I think I might put a pink one. No, I'm going to put the pink one over here. I don't want it to be top heavy with the purple pansy. And my other pansy is over here. Just do that a little bit more. And another Stampin' Dimensional. These are the black ones. You can get black or you can get white, doesn't matter, you won't see these. But I'm just putting one in the center to stand them up. Okay, now I also have some leaves. Now I didn't do the leaves on my sample one, but I'm kind of thinking I should have. So I've just got two leaves here, and I haven't cut them out the best. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of green on the edging there. Okay, and I'm going to curl them up a bit. I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put a bit of this soft succulent, might need a bit more on here just to darken that and take away that starkness. That's the thing about paper crafts, you can always hide your mistakes. And it's not really a mistake, it was just because I was blind, didn't see what I was doing. So we're going to, I think I might just set them up in there, behind there. What do you think? Yep. Oh, there's my other pansy. I think two's enough though. Okay, so we just might stick those ones down, just a little bit on the end of the leaves, and poke them in. That's the good thing about dimensionals, you can tuck things underneath. Okay. Thank you, Rachel, for showing me this card. Love your work. And then we're going to take a little bit of this gold twine, I'm not sure what you call it. I can't remember the name, and I should have written it down, but I will tell you when the new catalogue comes out and you'll be able to look for it for yourself. But it's beautiful. It actually comes from the new Elegant suite. So I'm just going to cut a bit off there, and I'm going to, that's probably a bit too big. I'm just going to make a circle so you see what I've done with my sample card. I've got just a ring just tucked in under the pansy, so I'm just going to do that, and I'm just going to tie a simple knot like so. Yada yada yada. There we go. It's Sunday here in Brisbane and it's a beautiful day. We've been and done the grocery shopping. I don't like grocery shopping, especially with my husband, but you know, hey. Well, so we've just had lunch and I thought I'm going in to make my video. Okay, so there's the circle, and I'm just going to trim those little ends off, and I'm going to, oh, I don't know, maybe the knot looks good. Could put it in there. I hid the knot on the other one, so maybe I'll do that. Just cut those right down. Okay, now under my pansy here, I'm just going to put a dab of glue, and you could probably use your mini glue dots to do that, and which would probably be a better idea, but I've got time for this to dry. Then we're going to put the bee on. These beautiful bees. Now I might put these on with the glue dot. I'm only going to use one bee. And I think I'm going to put him in the middle of that circle there. So I'll just get my glue dots out. Anyone who hasn't used glue dots, you've got to have glue dots. And a picker tool. And a picker tool. You've got to have a picker tool. Honestly, these are great. I love these tools. Now, I'm just going to, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just picking up that dot with my picker tool. I'm going to put him on the bee. And then I'm going to stick the bee on there. He's so cute. And now, I've twisted my ribbon. And while I've got a glue dot out, I might stick one on that just to make it stick down. There we go. There we go. he's twisted a bit, so he's not. I twisted him. You can untwist that. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put another glue dot up in there, so he sits nice. There we go. Oops. Okay. That's that. Put the lid on my picker tool. We're going to put the sentiment on now, which is, what did I do with my sentiment? Lost my sentiment. I'll put my glue tacks, my glue dots away. I do get myself in a bit of a pickle here. Anyway, what we might do is, there it is. Okay, I might put 2 Stampin' Dimensionals on here. And just a tip too, don't throw your little edges out. Cut these off. Don't waste a thing. Don't waste anything. Okay, so we just peel those backing bits off. And we're going to put that on there. How cool does that look? Then all we've got to do is, I'm just going to cut another piece of this DSP, and just for the insert, I'm just going to cut, I thought I did have one cut actually, no, maybe not, about 1.5 centimetres, and it's going to be 10.5 centimetres. No, 10 centimetres, sorry, 10 centimetres for the width of the insert, because we allow a little border around. So we're just going to, so this is your insert, which will be the same as any card front. So your DSP was 10 centimetres by 14.3, and this is measuring exactly the same. Okay, so you could do either. You could put, I'm going to do that because that's what's on the inside. So that all coordinates so nicely, such pretty paper. And then we're just going to glue the insert in. And we just leave that little bit of border all around, and I can never get it right, but that's not too bad. Now the last thing I do want to do is put one of these little pansies in, just in the corner here. Okay, so what we do, we glue, well, we might just put a little bit of glue, because I just think if I put it on a dimensional, it's going to be too thick. So there, and one leaf. So look how that coordinates. How awesome is that? Just going to put that up in there, I think. Okay, there's our thank you card using the beautiful new Pansy patch. How awesome. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to pop on over to my blog site, which is, just let me get that up for you. How cool is that? Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.